Thank you for listening to Wolf Spirit Radio. We are a dedicated group of individuals bringing unique programs, ideas, concepts to our shows. We invite you all to explore the programming and shows here on Wolf Spirit Radio, Sunday through Saturday, 7 days a week. You'll find inspiration, information, and entertainment. And join the chat rooms too. Connect with other listeners as well as the host right here on wolfspiritradio.com.
And welcome back, everybody, to the next part of the all-day marathon on Wolf Spirit Radio. This is Andrew Bartis, the Galactic Historian, with the ever-present co-creative Dave Corso, owner of Wolf Spirit Radio. We have a gigantic audience today, and I want to thank everybody that's had an opportunity to come in and listen to these different shows. We just finished up an incredible roundtable with Dr. Mike Castle and everybody else there. Earlier in the day, we had Frank Jordan and the Earthmind Think Tank group, followed up by me and Tracy, and we are back for another round here as soon as Tracy gets her next internet situation fixed. She'll be back in just a second here. So until that moment, Dave Corso, I want to bring you in here, and I want to remind everybody, this is a listener-donated station. This marathon, everyone here is doing this for free because we love doing this. And for those of you who are new to Wolf Spirit Radio, Dave Corso has been running this for what, 20 months now?
2 years, actually.
2 years. And it started as one of those things that you really didn't want a radio station, and the next thing you knew, you had one.
Yeah, and I've been having, I'm going to use the word fun, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I enjoy doing this.
Yeah.
But now it's to the point where 14 to 17 hours a day is usually just about enough.
Yeah.
But I would like to have 48-hour days and 14 days in a week.
Well, that could happen. We need a clone, Dave.
Well,
and then you can have that.
I got my buddy Trimjar over here to give me breaks every once in a while today.
Trimjar's running the second-hand producer side?
He's off taking care of some things right now.
Ah.
And he'll be back. Oh, I need to turn up the volume again. Dadgummit, I'm sorry. I apologize, folks. Yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shows to get titled and up, get them up in a special folder for the 2013-12-21 marathon.
Well, last year at this time on Wolf Spirit Radio, we were doing another marathon, a 2012 marathon, and it was titled Nothing's Gonna Happen Marathon. And nothing happened. And now we're here at the next state. And we had another stage where until we stand up, very little is going to happen. It's at a point where we as these human beings must serve ourselves by going into the seats of our hearts, getting back into the wisdom of our race memories, and trying the process of remembering. We are at this unique point where we can clear the fields of toxicity that are around us. And as we begin to clear those fields of toxicity, we can see with clear eyes. We don't have the fog of confusion in front of us. And as the fog of confusion begins to fade, we can begin to remember more and more, not just about this lifetime. There's so many people out there that don't remember their childhood, even though they had good childhoods. And other people that don't remember what happened a week ago or a month ago. Tracy Kennedy, are you there?
I think so.
We were going to start with a quick meditation. Do you want to do that now, or would you like to do that in a little bit?
You want to do it now?
Well, let's clear the field of energy, as we've done 6 hours of radio already, 6 hours and 15 minutes. Sure. At the halfway point, it's the new paradigm to make sure we function from a clear field and clear out those little parasitic things that just like to be attracted to people.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that now. I could use that. So everyone who's listening, take your hands, rub them together. Make that sound. Just rub your hands together and then flick your hands away from yourself. Just shake that off. Put your hands at your side, sit comfortable. Breathe and just relax. Take your shoulders up and back. Sit back in your chair. Relax on your little cushion. Close your eyes and come with me for a little bit. This will be a short journey, but it's going to be intense and you will be changed. Breathe in deeply, slowly. Breathe out and just feel your body. I know that we've all been through stuff in the last couple of days, probably today even. I want you to just forget about all that. I don't want you to worry about anything that's going on anywhere else. I want you to look in, be calm and be still. And you can do this and still hear my body. Still listen to these instructions. And it's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine now. Feel yourself relax. What I want you to do is for a moment think about what, and even if it's just one person or one thing that has been bothering you, and focus on that. Now, I want you to breathe in deeply. Feel like a golden light is entering you from your crown chakra. And your body is being filled with that light. I want you to exhale. And when you do, send this out like a pulse of light. Hit that thing, that being that has bothered you. Just pick one for this time. Keep breathing in and keep breathing out and keep doing this. The light that exits you, I want you to hit that thing. Feel it melting. See it melting. Bring this melted light, which is even brighter, back in towards you. Breathe in, breathe out, send this light out. Melt everything. Feel and see it dissolve and turn into a luminous being, and bring that shock wave back into yourself. Bring it back into yourself and hold that for me. Hold that in your body. Feel yourself turn luminous, shinier, brighter. I want you to send that pulse out again. Next time you exhale, purposely this time. Send that light out as a pulse wave, as a shock wave. Bring that in and bring it right back to your heart. Let it hit your heart, and your heart brightens and grows and shines. Take that energy, breathe out, do it again, expel everything. Even as you're expelling and sending this shockwave away, you are releasing anything karmic that was in you. You are attacking their karma and destroying it. The karma that you had between each other is gone. Bring that shockwave back and let it hit your heart. The karma that you had between you is no longer even here. Let's breathe in deeply. Breathe out. take that energy back. Hold it in yourself, and what I want you to do right now in this quiet place is expand. Beyond the chair you're sitting in. Glow brighter. You are luminous from this energy. Glow brighter. Expand beyond the building or house you're in. Expand it further. Go beyond the town or the city. Go beyond the province or the state. Go beyond your continent. Go beyond this planet. Go out of this planet. Spread like a ripple. Expand. Be bigger. Be brighter. Expand with every breath. Expel anything you don't need. Any karma you're carrying. I don't care about past now. We're talking about what's happening to you now. What you're feeling right now needs to go. Needs to be gone. Expand beyond the solar system. Touch the galactic center. Breathe in. Come back. Come back. All the way back. Into this body. Into this chair. Again. Focus at the being or the thing that bothered you. Breathe out. Watch your light shine brighter and look at that being. Notice they're different now. They're not different. You're different. This being is doing the best it can do. This person is trying to be the best they could possibly be. They are suffering. They are in pain. See that. If you need to cry right now, you can do that. Send your light there. Melt whatever is hurting them. Bring that back in you, because you can take it now. Let that enter your body. Expel anything you need to, and then send your light out. They become luminous. They melt. They are no longer this body. They melt and become just glowing beams of light. They melt into the brightness around them. The brightness that is all around us now. Bring that back. And that's what you are. You are now something else. And you will always be something else. Things will change for you from this moment on. Breathe in deeply. Breathe out. Come back. Come back to us. Okay, Andrew.
That was beautiful, Tracy. That was really helping clearing out the field. We're at a time where we're in the next December the 21st. December the 21st, 2012, as you and I were talking earlier today, was a different version of what's going on now. And what's going on in our world now is a tremendous compression. A compression where the astral worlds, which were infinite before, are now finite. And with the finite astral worlds, that means we must come to remedy and resolve with all issues of karma, dharma, or anything related to soul contracts, soul agreements. And that's where we're at in human evolution. A finite astral world, but an infinite people that have compassion and forgiveness for all those that have had to go through the ups and downs of great long lives. as we've cleared out a lot of the energy fields, especially if those that are occupying our minds or occupying our souls or through broken heart or through the void of love space after a loved one has passed on or moved on. So here we are in a marathon show titled Sharing the Toolbox. What Tracy shared was her incredible voice, her incredible turn of words, as well as her soul and her spirit. And Tracy's been doing radio for a long time, a really, really long time. And she's not only a professional, but a beautiful, beautiful soul who's chosen to be here in this life at this moment with the soul contract she had. She may still get a little grumpy, but we're all entitled to some grumpiness. It's when grumpiness turns into regression, obsession, or depression that leads us away from the world we're living in. Tracy, over the years of doing radio, what have you noticed as the fads that come and go in our truth movement? You do a show called Turtle Island News here on Wolf Spirit Radio. Is it simulcast also?
Yeah, I do simulcast. I'm on Wolf Spirit Radio. I'm on Revolution Radio, Tuesday and Thursday now, Dave. That's right. And I'm simulcast by seven other stations right now, including my turtleisland.info. Most of my shows started with the news, which was horrendous, to be honest. The news is bad. The news is bad. And it made me really sick. I'm empathetic, I guess. I'm more of an empath. They called me, in the words of my people, and this is more African Haitian than my native people, they called me a feeler. So I not only drink in the emotions of everyone, I manifest them. I can bring a room of people into anger faster than anyone I've ever seen. And my grandma saw this when I was little and trained me. And I was lucky enough to be one of the few that I know that was trained from birth. And she said, Tracy, you will feel anger, because she called it karma, believe it or not. She said it is our karma DNA that you will have to deal with, because I'm also, I'm Haitian and black, and Haitian and black that came here. So the people who knew slavery that were here, it was different on this continent. That's why you don't see that many of us in these rooms. It's because we are still suffering this. She said, you will find a way for our people to heal it. She said, you'll find a way and you'll become a teacher. And I thought, what? I started as an engineer. I didn't even want to believe in this shysta. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. If I can't fix it, then it's not really broken. Until my body knocked me down. Because as much as I said I wasn't feeling stuff, I can't walk down a street without people wanting to talk to me. I can't go to a market without people wanting to give me stuff. Finally, when my body broke itself down, I started to listen and realized I could do better. So what I'm seeing from everyone else right now is a similar thing. We want to do better. We want something else. We realize there are horrific things happening. But we also know if we delve deeply, as us swimmers do, into the horror, we feel it, because we feel now. People are starting to feel. And the ones who are not still in the let's pick a topic kind of thing are starting to shake that off like it's a second skin. They're shedding. And they're saying, you know what, there's got to be something else. We can't look out for answers. We have to look in. And I think, really, Andrew, the looking in is changing us all. And I know how trite it sounds to everyone, but we are part, and I know I look at it differently than many that will speak, and I'm not saying I'm right or anyone else is wrong. I'm just saying it's a piece of the toolbox. I'm thinking if one of us can look in, then all of us are healed. Because, when scientists are coming out with these incredible advances saying, look, we don't just have the 3-strand DNA, we have a whole nother set. And I'm saying they're coming out with another set, and they're going to come out with a thing that we are connected like the trees are. That's been proven. Even the wood that is in your house still communicates. That's proven. The plants in your house communicate. The stones, everything is conscious. And we are part of this consciousness, like it or not. So we heal one. We start to heal the all. And I see a glimmer of hope, Andrew. That's what I see, a glimmer of hope, where people are starting to slow down, get quiet and say, what am I fighting?
Why do we need to fight?
Yeah, why am I fighting? And again, I am Native, I am Sicilian, I am Scots, I am African. What I follow, I guess, closest is the Haitian African tradition, I guess, closest, because I've argued with elders, native elders, like extensively when I was still in the arguing mode. My people believed everything is conscious, and you need to ask its permission even to eat it.
Absolutely.
And when you eat it consciously, you are welcoming it into you, to become part of you, to be your soul family, to come with you and take your journey with you, that it will join you forever. Everything you eat was supposed to join you forever. Everything you touch was supposed to join you together, and we're asking, will you take this journey with me? And if you got sick, it's because something didn't like your little freaking attitude, and you needed to correct that. And the pain that you got is because you needed to correct yourself. It wasn't a punishment. It was just saying you just did a wrong thing. Now, me in my life, I have always suffered immediately when I have done a wrong thing. Always. But I have to admit, I was trained for this too, to feel deeply. I feel, and I fought it. Even when I thought I was just doing science, I realized one night, and you'll laugh, Andrew, about this. I think we talked about it a long time ago. I used to work with machines. Machines that were robotics. I studied mechanical engineering, robotics, and automation. I went into the shop, and I was just an apprentice at the time. And the guys were commenting on how my machines work differently than the other people's machines. And I thought they were just making a nasty comment because I was a girl. And I didn't present myself, so they didn't know I was listening. They were saying, no, her machines almost listen to her will. And the guys were joking. One of them said, yeah, mine's screwing up. I'm going to ask Tracy to come in and just tell them to be fixed. And wave her hand or whatever the hell she does. And they all laughed. But they were talking about that behind my back, and this is how they were talking about me. And I went, am I really fixing these machines so much better? Or am I communicating my intent to these things that I think of as conscious, because I realized I was talking to them too, right? And they were responding because I was acknowledging their existence.
And by acknowledging their existence, they become part of the community and unity. From the plants to the animals, everything works in its own unity format, and human beings work in the same unity format. We've just forgotten how. We all have a symbiotic relationship with Earth. Materialism, consumerism, and many other isms take us away from that. They prevent us from going inside of the heart space inside and using the standard tools that came with us. You know, be it pounding rocks or their drums or tanning leather or doing whatever it did that keep you in communication and unity with the lands that you lived on, living the shamanic life, living in an internal instead of an external expression, and taking the absolute time of self-nurturing. We as human beings no longer truly self-nurture. You really have to be pretty high up in the light worker community to truly understand how important self-nurturing is. And for self-nurturing to function, you have to do it with a smile. So many people think, an hour of TV or going and play with your RC car is going to give you everything you want. When in fact self-nurturing is taking the time off from the obsessions of your life or the depressions of your life, allowing yourself to naturally flow and smile and be a part of the symbiotic relationship that we have here. Learning that the trees talk to each other. Sit under a tree and watch its leaves and branches intertwine with the tree next to it, knowing that is its music. Or the squirrels chirping at each other, or the birds constantly in their song, or the bees with the flowers. Each has a web of life that interconnects with all the other webs of life.
No, Andrew, it's that simple, really. We try to complicate things. I know people who meditate for hours, but they're not conscious for any of those hours, not even one. All I would ask is start with a minute where you're really looking inside, paying attention to your body, just for a second, even if it's just a second. 1 second conscious is worth 1 billion hours unconscious. Try 1 second where you're really looking inside and being quiet. Now, if you're really stuck up, I mean, not stuck up as in stuck up how we use it. I mean, you're so hurt you can't stand it right now. You are covered in blockages. And people asked earlier about how do we clear the channels. I can show you how to. But sit quietly and say, it's a sharp sound, so forgive me, but pay. P-I-E. Pay. That is a shattering sound. It's ancient, and it's actually in every culture on this planet. If you were to do the little quick meditation we did, which is a short form of something that usually takes me an hour-ish, you make that sound. It breaks the things that have bound you, and then you reach out again to that person. And it doesn't even have to be a person. It could be a building that you're stuck on. It could be something in your history that you're stuck on. And your ancient history, Andrew goes into that. I try to go into what is affecting your body right now. And just pick one thing at a time. Let's work on that one thing. It's a start. And one start is enough. And it starts curing all of us, because we all feel when someone starts to heal.
And when people start to heal, our hearts open. And that is the symbiotic relationship that all human beings share with each other. We are all connected through the dream realm. And through the dream world, we're connected to all other species on this world, physical and non-physical. This world is meant to hold trillions upon trillions of life. In the ancient Lemurian times, there were 2.8 trillion people living on this world. Physical people. And another 4 trillion non-physicals. That much how much life this planet can support. And we've been reduced to just a little over 7 billion now. But this reduction was via agreement. An agreement so we could all go through the separation of densities. And in that separation of densities, we'd be looking at the age of our soul, the experiences of our soul, what we've gone through, and all those other things that were in between. Those in between things are experiences that we're all here for. That is the vital concept of all life, to come and have an experience. We are at a time in 2013 where the experiences are very different than they were in 2000 or 1980 or 1970. If you can Tracy, if you could compare the 1970s to 2013, or to the year late 2000s, like 70 to 74, or 2008 to 2013, is there a comparison? Is there a contrast? Is there something that relates from one to the other?
No.
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 We are that different.
We are that different. Me, I think within months, I'm not even what I was 3 weeks ago. I'm not what I was 2 weeks ago. And Dave and I did a show, and I said, Dave, this is going to blow your mind, but I'm going to tell you about a vision. I don't even talk about this kind of stuff. I don't even talk about it.
I talk about factions. And this is the 5th world of peace. This means we've done this 4 other times. This is our 5th time. And every single time we've tried to fix it, the biggest issue is factions and the leaders of those factions choosing to attack one another instead of coming to the unity table and breaking bread and releasing the issues of karma, ancestral karma, or ordinary.
We have a question. What I said was pi. Pi. Yeah, pi is a power word. If you say it strong, especially when you've had that moment, you can say pie or pie. Pie as in, is that not yummy? That's so awesome. Or pie as the mathematical solution. But the word and the sound is power.
Right.
It's power. And it's not an accident they use that name for that.
Right.
You say that harsh, you shatter your delusions. You shatter your ego, and it just goes away. And you shatter the ego of the person. Well, look, and I think we've talked about this too. When you have a problem with a person, you have a problem with their ego, and you have a problem with your own ego. So you have 2 problems, and you're thinking about it. So you have a 3rd problem, because the 3rd problem thinks it's smarter than the other 2 problems. So then you got 3 things to worry about. Say pi. Say it strong. And shatter all that. And all of a sudden you look at that person and you realize you didn't see that person at all. And it's not because they've changed. It's because you have. You'll know it's worked when you see them different. That's how you know.
And change is nothing more than a change in our consciousness. It's not a perception. It's our consciousness. When our consciousness changes, our perceptions are totally different. There are so many ways to perceive this world. The eyes of a kid, the eyes of an adult, the eyes of a poor person, the eyes of a rich person, through no eyes, through no touch, no sense, no sound. So many infinite ways to experience what is going on. But each individual person still must function through the filter of the ego. And why is that? Because the ego is there to make sure we are interacting with the lowest density of ourselves so that the soul, separate of our law, finds remedy and resolve, not justice and judgment. And when the soul, and we realize that our soul on a most fundamental layer looks for remedy and resolve, not justice or judgment, the ego has no more control.
All we got to do And it's really quick, guys. It's really quick. The weirdest thing about the best things is they're really simple.
Exactly. Always the simplest solutions are available, because when you return to the symbiotic relationship of Earth, all of these things are resolved.
You don't need a special language. You don't need a special teaching. You don't need 10,000 years in a friggin' crystal cave. And I'm not saying 10,000 years in the crystal cave wouldn't help. I don't know how Merlin feels about it right now. We can ask him. But we can fix these things.
That must be a heck of a rental from Merlin.
Can you imagine?
He's got to own it. Then again, we don't really own anything, do we? We are custodians and caretakers of the land.
Even the Bible called Adam just a guardian.
Just a guardian.
Just a steward. A steward. We were supposed to be stewards of this planet. To care for. And that's it. You don't own. Ownership is faulty.
Right. Ownership is the hierarchical controls that were inserted into our reality matrix. So we would do what? Fight for the highest part when we don't need to fight. Create competition. Competition is beneficial when the separation of densities needed to be done, but it's at a point where competition creates a capitalist group that can destroy itself over and over again, that can cannibalize itself over and over again. And seeing this hierarchical structure as the most divisive thing in our world is the creation of factionism and all those other systems and isms that take away from our human heart, connecting with our souls and our world and our dream world and the heart of Earth.
Yeah, the time for competition needs to be over. We need to stop fighting for everything and just start enjoying everything. Start loving it. Because we still are surrounded by beauty and some really good people. I know many people think that's rare, but are we not listening to each other right now? And there's a lot of us. And I am broadcasting right now, simulcasting us, and we have now been joined by 12 other stations. 12.
That's amazing. Simulcast by 12 other stations. No other time in our human history could we have come together like this to share our resources this way.
And I sent out a message today saying, look, my internet connection, and I was inappropriate with my colloquial terms, and said, my internet connection sucks like a Hoover. I'm going to be on Dave's show. I'm going to put it on turtleislandnews.info, and I need you just to get it out there. Just trust me, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it is going to be awesome. And Tracy, I absolutely have to thank you for coming on early in the morning and this afternoon and sharing your energy with everyone that's here and all the new people that are listening. Why don't you tell them when you normally broadcast and how to get a hold of you, too?
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I simulcast on Wolf Spirit Radio all the time. Monday and Friday from 12 to 2, I do a meditation. On Tuesday and Thursday, I do my news show, although my news is, not really news. It's kind of news. It's important to me. You'll like it. And you can join us on Wolf Spirit Radio, on Revolution Radio, and turtleislandnews.info all the time. If you need to get a hold of me, you can, my email is t_Kennedy@rogers.com, or go to my news station, turtleislandnews.info, and we've got a little scroll bar where you can contact me or you can contact Dave. And
fabulous. How long have you been on the radio for now?
I've only been on 2 years.
I know. I did one of my first shows with you, October 2012. Yeah, I remember Halloween.
That's right.
6 hours.
We did like an amazing show. At the end of it, I decided, hey, let's channel Satan. Surprisingly enough, our native elders were not thinking that would be a fun thing. Andrew and I were like, go, do it. JP too. And that year was the only other time I did readings. Mm-hmm. This year, Dave and I have decided I am going to do readings again.
New Year's night?
New Year's evening. And I do it very rarely.
And we're going to start somewhat early, like about 8 p.m. Tracy's time. That's 5 p.m. my time.
So don't email me and ask for readings because I won't do it. I have to fast for 3 days. It's the way of my people, and I'm traditional on this. And I will do readings that night only. Don't ask me again, because I scare the crap out of people when I do readings.
And Tracy does know what she's doing. She's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, since birth.
So if anybody would like to ask questions of me or Tracy, you can put them in capital letters in the chat room, and we will take questions. So it's we got about 8 minutes till we take a break, and then at the 5 o'clock hour, we'll having Santos Bonacci, Sasha Stone, and myself, as well as Kate of Gaia will be on also, and we'll be having a fabulous discussion. But until that time, Tracy and I have some unique time together on the radio with an incredible audience to talk about any subject in the world. I am now opening up the Akashic record of this world and 20,000 other worlds to this audience is here, to Tracy.
Yeah, we will definitely give it a shot. And, I am the Costello to his Abbott. So you will enjoy these things. So just put it in caps.
Who's on first?
I love that you know what I meant.
Yep. What's on second? No, who's on third?
What did Satan say? We do not know what Satan said because we are not allowed to contact
I think it was
Satan.
blah, 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 yakety schmack.
No, Satan said whatever. Good question. What is the difference between Lucifer and Satan? Go ahead.
Well, to answer the question, they're very different. Okay. When I do the Akashic record readings for religion, we were come into a situation where you have to have the lateral sides of the story, where many, many, many of these beings were literally invented as a belief system for a book that hadn't been written yet, quite literally. Many of these concepts were taken from other religions because they had the power of myth behind them. Earlier, you and I talked about the power of myth and how it can influence people. Like I was making that statement. If somebody went back in time and found a cuneiform tablet, a blank one, and wrote on it, Dave Corso of Wolf Spirit Radio will be doing a show on 2012, December 21st, 2013, and all of a sudden we go back forward in time and take some people and find that clay tablet, that is manipulating history. The term Lucifer and Satan are the same concept, and then beings incarnated or reincarnated to take up the moniker of those concepts. And as those beings faded in and out of reality, our belief system empowered them to take over our boundaries as our infinite boundaries became finite, because we are no longer infinite beings connected to our world. We were disconnected and connected into something completely different, a belief system that was not natural to this world, separate of the symbiotic relationship of Earth. There is no hell in the center of Earth. That is the heart of Earth. When our belief systems have been shattered in such a manner like that, those beings, like it's Lucifer and Satan, are the false constructs we created. And I mean we created them. We created them and gave them so much power because we were looking for the great experience of true expressive free will.
You know, Andrew, sometimes I wonder, have you read Dune at all?
Yep, I have.
I'm a big nerd, and I don't know how many who are listening have read Dune. The Bene Gesserit witches went to planet and seeded them with stories for when they came to take over, everyone be used to it. What wicked this way comes. And by the way, Lucifer, light bearer, that's what Tracy Aileen means. Oh, hail, that's my name. Okay, question number 2. Is Earth's love virus going through the financial system getting stronger? Andrew.
Yes, that was referring to a show I had done with JP on the Soul Expression show that I was doing April, May, earlier this year, and that love virus has spread from the island of Crete to Malta to Italy. It's taken over the Banco de Monte Cristo, as well as moved into the German banks, which are much more heavily fortified. It ran into some serious issues there, then jumped into South Africa, Brazil, parts of India, Australia, and it is spreading. The system of domination control is a system of sacred geometry buildings and sacred geometry ports. So the love virus looks for backdoor ways to get in. That means your Visa, your MasterCard, your PayPal, all those other things. Many of those systems are not sacred geometry protected, and that love virus is spreading. And it is looking to take the weight of people suffering through enslavement with the monetary system. And that's why the monetary system is in spiritual trouble. It is so dirty that it needs to go into the bathtub for a wash.
We have, and that was from Dreamer. Next question. He hasn't provided a name. My negative thoughts keep coming as punching pictures. Do I love them, then clear them?
If you're having negative thoughts pop up like that, you need to go back and listen to the meditation that Tracy just did. I think you're dealing with what I call obsessive regression. There's something that's been regressed in your mind or your body or your spirit that's trying to come through. And as you go through these punching pictures, it's literally trying to force its way into your I am presence. And you have to be in the love seat of your heart to understand that the waves of energy that are coming at you have a foundation of somewhere in your cellular memory, your physical memory, or your spiritual memory. And you have to begin to separate those concepts because they're not all the same.
Yeah, look, if something keeps coming to you, you need to look at it. Stop trying to avoid it. Look at it, and it'll just go away. Okay, next question.
No. Ison is fraud. Absolute fraud.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it was.
It's as bad as the revaluation, the Iraqi dinar, and all those other ones. It is there to create fear and confusion, and it will do nothing but hijack the streams, the psychic streams of people that are truly trying to connect to their star brothers and sisters.
Yes. What is the best thing we can do at this time to stay strong and not get caught up in things going wrong or drama?
Learn the art of disentanglement. When one chooses to look at the word disentanglement, where you are making an active I am present choice to unentangle from drama or going wrong. When you aren't a part of it, you aren't putting your energy in it. When you're not putting your energy in it, you're not helping it manifest. And when you are saving your energy, not being a part of the drama or the things going wrong, you can manifest in your own local reality. And by manifesting your own local reality, you have all the power to create more in your local reality, separate of the drama, separate of the reality, separate of the things going wrong, separate of the motorcycle driving by at 9 o'clock in the morning waking you up.
Yeah, I'm with that. What can you do to be strong? Stop being weak. Okay, what kind of readings does Tracy do? Tracy's readings, and can you explain them in a multi-dimensional level? Yes. I don't know how to explain what I do because when I do readings, I am barely on this level. I can't explain it.
I call Tracy the spiritual chef. If she's putting together the burrito of your reading, you start with a tortilla, some cheese, some beans, some, organic beef, so on and so forth, until finally you fold it and you hand it to the person to eat. And when they choose to eat that reading, they choose to consume it. And when they choose to consume it, they make it a part of them. But there are many people that don't eat Mexican food or people that don't eat seafood, and it's your choice. Tracy presents a lot from her higher dimensional self that's intercommunicative and interconnected to the webs of life and unity consciousness that she already functions in since she was born here.
What he said, I will take you apart. Be sure you want me to read you. Okay, next question. How can I strengthen my healings and so reach more people? Daniel.
Oh, that's the easy part. If you want to strengthen your healings and so you can reach more people, self-nurturing time. Nice. Taking the time away from healing and people so that you grow. And as you grow, your skills expand manyfold. And as your skills expand manyfold, you will be able to help even more amounts of people. Don't get caught in one single belief system. Accept all belief systems.
Oh, Christy said, can parents revoke fine print contracts for their children? How would you say this?
Absolutely yes. You have until the child reaches a more fullness of awareness. Some children reach it around 7 or 8. Some kids reach it at 5 or 6. Some don't get it until after puberty. It's when the child's fully conscious, fully aware, has lost his innocence, and is going through the reclaiming of this reality. And sometimes the cultural taboos come in right away, and that's where the contracts have the biggest effect on them. Children that are freshly born, you sit there next to a child, put your hand over its heart and its crown chakra, and you commune with it, and you pray with it, with the being that's there, and you begin to revoke ancestral karma. You revoke a system of domination and control, and you also must do it for yourself in what I call a spiritual court of equity. This is where you summon all of your ancestors, past, present, and future. You summon the Earth Mother, all your soul family, all your star brothers and sisters of the highest order of light that oversee soul contracts. And you ask them to be present as you create a process for remedy and resolve, not justice or judgment. And when you come from that heart space connected with your child, you can erase these contracts because it is your free will. And the child is at a stage where its free will is bonded with yours.
Does meat eating prevent us from growing spiritually? This is from Tracy.
No. Every person's different. There's well over 10,000 DNA different species here in our world. And that means some need to eat meat. Others don't need to eat meat. There are some of us that are an amalgamation of a bunch of other species where in the beginning of our life we eat meat, and as we grow older we don't eat meat. You should always do it in moderation. We're at the point where moderation makes the biggest difference.
Do you mind if I add to that?
Sure.
If you eat something that has been tortured,
yes, it does affect you. Yes.
The torture. Now, I am very sensitive to such things, so it bothers me more. It bothers me more. But
that's why you got to pray over your meat. Pray over your food.
And
clear it.
That sounds trite, but those things were done for a reason. It was done even before they knew the reason why. And I think in ancient times they knew the reason why. You have to give intent. Right. And like I do with, my talking to the essentials in the trees and the plants and stuff, I give my intent and why I'm there, even when I drink and, take herbs. I give my intent and welcome them into my body, and we will now journey together through this life. Be conscious of everything you do. Be conscious. Do not walk through this world like, oh my God, dead man walking. Everything needs to be like, you need to be aware of what you're doing.
Yeah, I think this is a good point for us to take a break. So, Dave at Wolf Spirit Radio, why don't you cue us up some music, and we'll take a quick break and allow everyone to go and take a quick bathroom break, grab some more coffee or water, or to do whatever it is you desire during this break, because this is the free will.
Say pie.
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 Pie. Pie. Pie. Pie. Pie.
Pie. We'll be right back. Dave? Okay, then I will now sing a song.
I think Dave's not here.
No, Dave's here. Dave was busy. And I'm happy to be hosting this Sharing the Toolbox Marathon. And you want a song? I'll give you a song. Want me to sing it now?
Please.
Sure.
Tracy, Tracy, you sweetheart. The dogs didn't run that time.
Dave's got a baritone today.
Yeah, he's rocking the baritone.
Yeah, well, you ought to hear me when I sing My Dogs and Wolves Run and Hide.
We'll have to get a video of that.
Not when I'm taking a shower, you're not.
Just the dogs running away.